Today we are in Barcelona, Spain, and we want to go ahead and share with you some of the incredible art by Gaudi. What we're looking at right now is the Sagrada Familia. Antoni Gaudi is actually one of the most influential architects in the history of architecture. He has left an indelible mark on the city of Barcelona with his distinctive and unique designs. His works are a fusion of Gothic, Art Nouveau, and organic styles, often incorporating vibrant colors, as you see here on the Sagrada Familia. And I want to share with you some of the natural forms he uses and its symbolic meanings. So, with no further ado, let's go ahead and talk about the Sagrada Familia, which we are looking at now. It's located in the Carrer de Mallorca, Barcelona. It was actually started in 1882. Gaudi took over in 1883, and its art style is Catalan Art Nouveau, which is Modernisme Gothic revival. The Sagrada Familia is Gaudi's magnum opus, if you will, and is perhaps the most famous building in all of Barcelona. The basilica's intricate design combines elements of Gothic architecture with modernistic touches and natural forms inspired by nature. The church is dedicated to the Holy Family, symbolizes Christianity, and reflects the unity of the Holy Trinity. One fun fact is Gaudi actually devoted the last 15 years of his life entirely to the Sagrada Familia, working on it until his death in 1926. Despite his death, the basilica remains under construction with an expected completion date in the mid-21st century. And soon we will take a look at some of his other works, such as the Casa Batlló and the Casa Mia. We're not going to go ahead and tour some of the others in Barcelona, such as the Parc Güell, the Casa Vicens, and the Palau Güell, or the Crypt. So definitely hit that subscribe button so we can cover them in more detail. The Sagrada Familia, which we're looking at now, is a Roman Catholic church or basilica, and one of the most iconic and ambitious architectural projects in all of history. It was initially conceived of by the architect Francisco de Paula del Villar in 1881 as a neo-Gothic church. However, in 83, Gaudi took over the design and reimagined the project into the organic forms that you're seeing now. The project was commissioned by a group of wealthy Catalan benefactors, and it has been funded by private donations ever since. Gaudi worked on the project again until his death in 1926, and of course left behind the unfinished masterpiece, which is under construction still until today, and is relying on private donations and ticket sales. The Gaudi's involvement in this great masterpiece began in 83 with his vision for the basilica evolving drastically over the years that he worked on it. He abandoned the initial Gothic design and introduced new techniques, including the use of hyperboloid structures, inclined columns, and naturalistic shapes inspired by trees and nature. Gaudi focused on creating a church that symbolizes the Christian faith through architecture and ornamentation. Gaudi detailed the work that he left behind so it would be continued However, there are a lot of controversies regarding the interpretations of what Gaudi actually envisioned. The Sagrada Familia is designed to symbolize the life of Jesus Christ, with the three grand facades representing different phases in his life. The nativity phase, which you'll see in the statues here, depicts the birth of Jesus and the joyous events surrounding the birth of Jesus, and carvings of angels, the Holy Family, and of course nature is always present. The second is the Passion facade, which is on the west side of the building, and it shows the suffering, death, and crucifixion of Christ. It's much more stark and austere, with dramatic lines and a much more somber tone. Then on the south face of the Sagrada Familia is intended to represent Christ's resurrection, glory, and eternal life. And this is the section that is still under construction that we can't see yet. In addition, the basilica does have, or will have, 18 towers, each representing a different biblical figure, including the Virgin Mary, all the apostles, the evangelists, and of course Jesus Christ himself. Inside the Sagrada Familia, the only time you can get in for free is on Mass in church on Sunday. Other than that, you are paying between $26 and $45 per ticket, or if you want tower access, it's an extra $10 to $20. We're now taking a look at the Casa Batlló, and the Casa Batlló is located on the Passeig de Gràcia 43 in Barcelona, Spain. It was completed in 1906 with a renovation directed by Gaudi, and it is was a residential private house. The architecture style is very organic. They call it the Catalan Art Nouveau or Modernisme. The Casa Batlló was originally a traditional building constructed in 1877 by Emili Sala Cortez. It was purchased in 1900 by Josep Batlló, a wealthy textile industrialist, and there's a lot of textiles still in the area, and this gentleman commissioned Antoni Gaudi to remodel it in 1904. Batlló had a particular vision for the building, and he wanted to make it a very, very distinctive landmark so it would stand out among the other bourgeois homes on the street of the Passeig de Gràcia. Gaudi's renovation transformed the entire house, turning it into a fantastical masterpiece, and it really went outside of the architectural norms of the time. Gaudi worked on the project. It took him about 2 years. It was finished in 1906, making the house one of his most important works he had ever done. His involvement in the Casa Batlló began after Josep Batlló purchased the building and began looking for an architect to make radical changes. And Batlló wanted something truly unique, and definitely Gaudi provided that for him. He completely overhauled the building, not just the outside, but the interiors as well, to create what he considered a poetic, symbolic design inspired by natural forms, considered the House of Dreams. Gaudi worked extensively with local artisans, particularly with different experts in the ceramic, stained glass, and wrought ironwork fields. His designs are always full of symbolism, including references to, in this case, St. George, the patron saint of Catalonia, whose story depicted in different house motifs. The curved and flowing shapes used throughout the house is an idea of mythical underwater world. And the lights that you see here flickering. They're not holiday lights. These are the lights of the Gaudi house to really depict that underwater scene. So it's really incredible. The theme again was inspired by Catalan folklore. Symbolic elements include the dragon and Saint George. The dragon symbolizes the legend of Saint George slaying a dragon. The roof is designed to resemble the back of the dragon, with colorful ceramic tiles mimicking scales. The cross-like feature at the top represents the sword of St. George. The house represents nature and sea, colorful mosaics, natural shapes, reminiscence of different marine life. It also has bone-like columns and ribbed arches to reinforce the natural references. And Gaudi really loved using vibrant colors. And you can see this with the lights, but the colors even in daylight, without the lights, they're very bright, they're eye-catching throughout the day. And Gaudi was always true to his style. He liked avoiding straight lines and opting for curved shapes. He wanted to create fluidity in movement throughout the entire home. Inside, the Casa Batlló is just as fantastical and imaginative as the exterior. It is a must-see in Barcelona, Spain. Have a great day.